Hi, those of you that are watching. I didn't realize we were so close to starting time. Mom Brain, we are live.
Okay.
Mom Brain, who are you talking to in there?
My plants.
That's what I thought.
My Christmas cactus is gonna bloom. It's beautiful.
Is that a euphemism?
No. What number?
Grant wants to know if you're one of those people that talks to your plants and thinks it helps them grow.
Oh, I don't think it helps them grow, but I
know.
talk to them.
Oh, okay.
Here.
What?
What?
Oh, you got it?
Oh, I got it.
Volcarona. Volcarona. Hey, Grant. I got a text last night.
Barcelona.
I got a text last night that my mother is feeding hot
No, no, no.
dogs.
I told you. I was telling everybody in the chat that.
Well, he asked me. I thought it was a theoretical question. What would you feed a stray cat? And I was, obviously I wasn't serious. I said Takis.
That's a great answer.
Andrew liked it.
If you don't want it to come back.
Yeah, right.
If you want it to crap itself to death. Ugh.
Man, do you feel good after that nice big piss you took? Yeah, yeah. Oh, you're scritch it. Don't you scratch my sweater off. I'll cut you up into little pieces, throw you in the front.
Wow.
Come here.
Wow, what a hole.
Come here.
Wow.
Wow.
Wow. I'm sorry, what's the number again?
637.
637. The
Oh, Corona.
All right, let's do this. 3, 2, 1. Go Nintendo Podcast, Webisode 637, the Volcarona Podcast. Mom Brain, can you tell us about Volcarona, please?
I can.
Well, will you tell us about Volcarona?
oh, Corona. Where the
Mom Brain, here.
What's going on
Here.
out there?
Eyes here.
All right, Volcarona is a dual type
Volcarona.
bug fire Pokemon introduced in Generation 5.
Right.
Keeping count. It's a large moth-like Pokemon with 4 small feet. It appears to have compound eyes that are 2 shades of blue, and there's a red horn-like structure on each side of its face. The fuzz on its upper body is smoky white and tangled. Its abdomen is black. The center
Its soul is black
and light blue with black dots on the outside. It has 6 leaf-like wings that are orange in color and have small black spots. Volcarona releases fiery scales from its wings to create a sea of fire.
Have you done that before?
I have not done this before. Next evolution of the podcast.
You need to do a YouTube video about that.
Yeah.
It's said
Hey guys, it's your boy here.
With another life hack.
It's your boy here, RMC.
If you happen to have the complete series of Full House
box set.
You can use the lid as a prop for your
the painted
iPhone
lady
for
box.
watching Full House on your iPhone. Mom Brain, please focus.
In portrait. Watching Full House in portrait.
Yeah, right.
If you like a tall man.
If you like watching videos on your iPhone in portrait mode, I have a tip for you.
It said that its fires can replace the sun when it is dark with ash.
Dork?
And has been known to rescue freezing Pokemon. It can cloak itself with fire and dance to use its signature move.
I know.
Fiery dance. That is what my butthole does after
I know.
Taco Bell. The fiery dance. It is number whatever you said it was.
637.
637. Right. It's a bug fire type Pokemon, 50-50 male to female ratio.
I know.
They're 5 feet tall and 100 pounds.
5 feet tall.
See?
Sorry.
I was talking to her about how lately she's gotten a real Jersey accent, and I don't know where it's coming from.
Lately? No, she's had that for years.
It's coming on really strong lately.
I mean,
the kids in my class. They're so tall.
See, he gets it. Oh, look at my tall little boy. Thanks, Mom Brain.
I hope you die in your sleep.
Can you do me a favor?
No.
Can you
sorry,
please?
Maybe we're the only one who realizes it.
Oh, no. Can you please turn the camera more towards you a little bit?
Like from here?
Sure. I'm sorry. Other way. I'm sorry. It's always reverse of what I think. Keep going. Oh. There you go. There you go. Perfect. Thank you. Thanks, Mom Brain.
Oh, you're so welcome.
Hello to Manticorus and Nate or Die and Productive Citizen and Amiibo fan who says, this is the reason why I like Saturdays. The Aloe Wolf and Frederick and Swedish Galaxy 94.
94.
And Turquoise.
Your Swedish accent is so strong lately. God.
Turquoise Gold Scraper and Boy Meets Nintendo, who I chatted with on Twitter this week. And Klaztech and Jorge and Retro Cool and Sweet. Oh, I already said that. And whoever else I can't see. Thanks for joining us. I know we're not going to have a lot of people watching today because you're playing Super Mario Odyssey. So I understand. Hello, Santiago. But those of you who are with us, thanks for joining.
Wait, is Santiago the one who had the Carmen Sandiego avatar?
I don't know because I see him so often now with the Stone Cold Steve Austin avatar. So
was he the one who was always like first to post on whatever whatever you were talking about?
Well, Santiago, you're listening. You tell us because I will believe your answer. There's been lots of firsts. Who do I remember as first? Psycho Duck was first a lot.
Yeah, but like for a while, for like a couple of months, it was Santiago, right?
I don't know. I honestly don't remember.
Why not?
Santiago says,
I am rolling my foot out, and it is so painful.
Santiago says, nah, that wasn't me. LOL.
Oh, okay.
So the LOL makes me think it was him. This week Super Mario Odyssey finally came out, and we're all. Jorge says, yeah, I remember Legend of Santiago.
Wait, is Legend of Santiago a different person?
We'll never know. Well, actually, I could just log in.
Can you ask Santiago?
He's listening to you right now.
Santiago, are you the Legend of Santiago?
Hello, Kid Ice. I was going to say we'll never know, but I could just log into the back end to GoNintendo and find out. Yeah, I'm just not going to do it right this second.
Well, yeah, we'll do it after the show.
So, yeah, it's out and everybody's playing it, and I hope you're enjoying it. And, yes, we're going to talk about it later. And, no, we are not going to spoil anything. Don't worry. I'll talk about the game in general.
I was up late playing video games.
That is not true at all, which we will get into later. But like we usually do before we start the podcast, we talk about non-Nintendo things or whatever. We just talk about anything. And I want to talk about Big Mouth on Netflix.
Is that a show?
It is a cartoon made by Nick Kroll.
Oh, is it
other people?
Is it an animated show about like puberty?
Yes.
Puberty.
That's what we sang yesterday. So I had seen a trailer and I was like, oh, it looks like it could be fun. And my sister got in touch with me a couple days ago. And she was like, hey, did you watch Big Mouth on Netflix? I said, no, I did not.
Yeah, I already watched like the whole season.
I was like, no, I have not, but I am familiar with it. She said, I like it. I think you might like it too. So while I was working, I was like, I'll put it on the other monitor. It's pretty good. Okay. I'm pleasantly surprised. Now, it's extremely vulgar. Like,
oh, all right.
Probably the most.
I'm afraid I can't. I can't watch this show.
It's probably the most vulgar TV show I have ever seen. And I'm not saying like I'm watching it and I'm like, oh my God, I'm so offended. I'm not offended at all. It's just, you know, Netflix presents shows that you aren't used to seeing on TV because, you know, they go far past what you would see on a traditional TV show. So, yes, this is very, very filthy.
Honestly, the last Netflix like produced show that I finished watching was Voltron, which is a cartoon.
And I heard it's okay, right?
It's good.
Yeah,
but it's obviously it's not vulgar.
So this show is about puberty, like you said, but it's
and that is a vulgar time in your life.
It's focused on two kids, and one of them's Nick Kroll, who I don't really like.
Oh, really?
His other stuff, but in this, I think he's a good voice actor. He does a good job.
What else is he in that I would know him in?
The Kroll Show.
Mm-hmm. Wait, you don't like him though?
I don't like. I don't hate him or anything. I'm just talking about his shows, I should say, not him. Like the stuff I've seen him in, I haven't really appreciated. Like a skit here or there in his Comedy Central show when that was on. But yeah, other than that, I know he did that old man play with old man show with the other guy who's John Mulaney. That's a comedian. Yeah, the younger guy. That's Well, anyway, they team up. They're the main characters in the show. But the whole point of the show is it's about these two kids going through puberty. But the one kid sees like a puberty, like it's not like, I guess it's a monster, but not really a monster. It's basically the like it's a physical representation of puberty
of your own puberty,
so
or just puberty in general.
No, it's
like, does everyone have their own?
Everybody doesn't have their own because these like monsters get assigned to the kids. So like a monster will get multiple people assigned to it, but they're, you know, all they care about is like sex and like they're hormones basically. And it's played by, God, I wish I could remember people's names.
Give me a hint.
Will Arnett. There's a hint for you.
That's a hint.
Yeah.
There's a hint. Yeah, so Will Arnett obviously does a lot of voice acting, so he's good. But yeah, it's funny. It's got some genuinely really funny moments in it. But yes, I can see a lot of people turning it on and being very disgusted or offended by it.
Oh my god!
But yeah, I watched it while I was working yesterday, and I actually went through the whole season just because I had it on while I was working. So I'm at the computer all day. It's only half-hour episodes, and there's 10 of them. So I obviously worked more than 5 hours yesterday, but I watched them all, and it's good if you don't mind, you know,
jokes about puberty,
vulgar humor. Yeah, I mean, like it really doesn't pull back in any way at all. Like it doesn't hold back. It's all out there. Again, doesn't offend me, but I know some people would be absolutely horrified if they saw this show. So I posted a video on GoNintendo of some other show that's on Hulu or coming to Hulu because they have a big discussion about Super Mario Brothers. And in one part of the clip, they show characters talking about a blowjob. They just say blowjob in general, and people on Twitter and in the comments were like horrified. They're like, "Get this filth off the site! I can't believe you would post something like this." And I even put a warning in there. I was like, "Warning: this has some vulgar discussion. Just letting you know." But they watched it anyway, and we're still
warning. Mario's pee-pee. Mario's swinging berries is out
like
there
this.
for everyone to see.
I didn't think of that this week. Yeah, what's going on? So much Mario penis talk this week. Yes.
His nipples.
We shared that, yeah, nipples were a big deal. Now we see his dick. We shared that image from a manga from 1989, I think, that focused on Super Mario Land and ends up with Mario's overalls getting... he jumps out of his overalls because he's bitten by a fish bones, and he leaps out of them, and he's not wearing any underwear, and you see Mario's little dinger.
His little dinger.
So,
and it is super little.
Did you say the Twig and Berries comment on purpose? Because I said Twig and Berries in the post when I posted it.
Yeah, well, I saw
that guy that left that comment. He said something along the lines of, "English isn't my first language, but today I learned what Twig and Berries mean. Thank you, RMC."
Like, if you're going to learn English,
that's the way you do it.
Our podcast is the place to do it.
So there's a little talk about that. Also, I want to mention real quick, I have a new app on my phone called HQ, I think it is. And this you might be interested in. It's a game. It's a game I've been playing. Here's the really cool part. So it's made by the people who made Vine, the two guys who made Vine. This app has nothing to do with Vine though, but it's a game show.
It's Vine.
It's a live game show, and it goes live once or twice a day, and they tell you what time. So it's going live tonight at 9 East Coast time, and your phone, if you have your push notification set up on your phone, it sends you an alert, and it's like, "Hey, we're going live." It's a live game show with a live host that has thousands of people playing at the same time, and you can win money. There's 12 questions. The show's about 15 minutes long, and if you survive all 12 questions, you get money. They send you money to your PayPal. So usually it's $250 split between however many winners. There was like 18 winners yesterday. I've seen 14 winners. And then tonight, so all you have to do is you get the app and you put in your phone number, and that's all you do. And then the app lets you know when it goes live, and you watch and you play, and it's really cool. If you get eliminated, you can still watch the rest of the show. And tomorrow night, Sunday, at 9, they are doing a $1,500 prize. So you have a chance of winning a lot more. So I've been playing it. It's cool. Just the idea of like a live game show through an app on your phone that you get to play and can win money on. I like that idea. And the host does a good job, you know, because he's live and he's got to like riff on everybody while he's playing. Like it's all coming to him off the top of his head. So does a good job. So check that out. Like I said, that's a game I've been playing. Hello, Zoso.
Like I said, that's a game I've been playing. There's a whole section on the podcast for that, but we had to talk about it now.
I'm so sorry. We'll just go to Nintendo.
Get off my show.
We'll just go to Nintendo news.
Get off my show.
Get off my show.
Get off my show, you jig off.
So, Star Fox 2 is part of the Super Nintendo Classic Edition, as you know, but how did that come to be? Nintendo talked about it with Famitsu and Mr. Takao Shimizu. Yes, at Nintendo says, from the beginning, when we were thinking what we would add to a hypothetical Super Nintendo Classic, one of the issues were the titles that utilized the Super FX chip, such as Star Fox and Yoshi's Island. Of course, we knew about Star Fox 2, and we were talking about adding those titles if we could emulate the Super FX chip. In the end, we wouldn't know unless we let NERD, which is the Nintendo European Research and Development Team, try their hand at it. So they tried it to work it out and on the side while developing the NES Classic. So they were doing both of them at the same time, basically. They said they found that the completed data for Star Fox 2 still existed in Japanese and English. And since they found out they could make the Super FX chip work or be emulated correctly on the SNES Classic Edition, they were like, well, let's put it in the Super Nintendo Classic Edition, and that's what they did. So that's how we got a game officially released that hadn't been released for 20 years or 20-odd years or something like that. So there you go. Hi, Tom. Hi, Wii Lover. Hello, Robert. First comment comes from Baka Senpai, and he says, I love that naming. Nerd. Yes, actually, we talked about nerd in a post right before we went live for the podcast. I'm just going to mention this very quickly. Pokemon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon producer Shigeru Omori wants everybody to know. There it is. Wants everybody to know that Pokemon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon are being worked on by newer staff at Game Freak, because it's a good way for them to like grow as a team and develop their skills. But when it comes to the Switch Pokemon game, whatever that's going to be called, they want you to know that veteran staff are working on that to make sure it is what it needs to be. So it's interesting to see the newer team cutting their teeth on Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, because, you know, the baseline for Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon was already made in Pokemon Sun and Moon, so having the newer team work on that makes a lot of sense. B. Mori says, I hope it's like Black and White 2. That were good. That were good games.
He means Pokemon Black and White, right?
Yes.
That were good.
That were good. He also likes blacks and whites in general. So
okay.
That were good too.
Yeah.
Amazon out of nowhere was like, hey, we got a special version of the new 3DS XL that you're not going to get anywhere else. They are selling a Super Nintendo edition new 3DS XL. So it looks like a Super Nintendo, and it includes the Virtual Console title, Super Mario Kart. See?
Oh, it does.
Like
all right.
So you could have a Super Nintendo Classic Edition and a new 3DS XL Super Nintendo Edition. Maybe you got an original Super Nintendo as well. So, I don't know. Let's see when this sucker comes out. It releases on November 27th. You can put your pre-order in now. And this is kind of a big deal because Nintendo and Amazon have a sordid history where for some reason, a while ago, Nintendo's hardware wasn't sold on Amazon. And then it would like appear on Amazon and then it wouldn't appear.
Yeah, what was the deal with it?
We never found out for real. Reggie was asked and he was like, you'll have to ask Amazon about that. And Amazon was asked and they were like, you'll have to ask Nintendo about that. So, you know.
I'm sure they meant Nintendo of Japan.
Yeah, right. Snail Person says...
You'll have to ask our Japanese overlords about that.
Snail Person says, toss in 20 more Super Nintendo games and we'll be talking. Well, that's not going to happen. And it's $200 if you wanted to know. We don't need to talk about that because we'll talk about it later. Sonic Team, Mom Brain, who makes games like...
Flicky.
I don't think Sonic Team existed then.
Sonic Boom.
Yes. No, not really. They oversaw it. You could have just said Sonic in general, and they would have let you go.
Sonic the Hedgehog?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes. The 2006 version.
That masterpiece.
They said they have interest in making something else for the Switch. It is one of their franchises that is not Sonic.
Oh, okay.
This is Sonic Team
Wait,
producer.
Did they do Billy Hatcher?
I believe they did do Billy
All right.
Hatcher.
Is that what they're talking about?
No.
Oh,
Sonic Team designer and producer Shun Nakamura, not Shinsuke Nakamura, talked about what he wants to do. And he says, speaking of the Switch, I've got one in my bag. No, that's a lie. Eurogamer says that. Oh,
Eurogamer. Those
Mr. Nakamura says, I really want to make Samba de Amigo on the Switch. I really, really want to make it. This is coming from someone who had to make physical items you had to buy and plug into your console in order to play Samba de Amigo at home. When the Wii came out, there was only one Wii remote, and you had to buy another one. You could still do it, but it's a bit of a hurdle to get over. The first time I saw Switch, I thought, oh my God, this is it. You don't have to buy another peripheral. You don't need to buy another controller. I'm really, really interested in that. So he really, really wants to make a new Samba de Amigo for the Switch. And you want to hear something really crazy? Andre over at Game Explain, like 2 days before this interview came out, said he wanted Samba de Amigo on Switch. And now Sega's like, we want it too. So, or someone at Sega.
So everybody wants it.
Maybe it'll happen. I don't know. Barracks says, how about a Billy Hatcher sometime, guys?
Right?
As long as it's got that song again, I'm sold.
Well, yeah.
Man,
you can't have Billy Hatcher without the Billy Hatcher theme song.
Billy Hatcher, so long ago. God, that was GameCube. So many years ago. That's the only part I remember. I think that's all there was.
Yeah, the only reason I know about that game and that song was because of was it X-Play? You remember X-Play,
yes,
right?
I do. With boy.
Yeah, Morgan Webb and
Adam Sessler.
Adam Sessler, yes.
Yes. Robert Bear, the name of the app was HQ, and hello, the name King Clown, and hello, it's a trap. Mom Brain. Do you hear that?
Remember Billy Hatcher?
Oh, God. It's an NPD.
Oh, really? NPD. NPD. NPD.
It's NPD Day. Hello, Ross Sopping. All right, top 20, September 2017. Let's go. Mom Brain, go. Kirby, go.
Oh, right.
Mario Kart.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Well, it is top 20, but it is. We're looking for top 10. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is number 11.
Okay.
So I'll count it.
Okay.
Zelda, yes. Zelda Breath of the Wild is number 9.
Destiny 2.
Number 1.
Yes.
Destiny 2.
Yes.
Good job. So you have number 1. You have number 9.
Okay. Okay.
GTA.
Grand Theft Auto 5 is number 7.
Minecraft.
Very good. Minecraft is number 20.
NBA
2K18 is
NFL.
number 2. Madden NFL is number 3. FIFA is number 4.
Yes.
Good job, guys. There's still one more sports game in there.
NHL
NHL 18
MLB.
is number 8. All right, you got your top 10 sports games. Those are all anyway. So you got Destiny, NBA, Madden, and FIFA. Okay, so you need number 5, number 6, and number 10. You guys are doing great. You only need 3 more.
Destiny? Did we say Destiny?
Yeah, I said it was number 1.
Yes.
Hello,
Andy the Zombie. Hello, Rocket.
Splatoon's not in there, is it?
Yes, it's number 18.
Okay.
And we said Zelda?
You said Zelda.
Mm.
Now that we've rehashed everything.
F you, man.
Yeah. beers, MFR?
Oh, that's yes.
Yeah.
Boy, you guys started so strong.
I mean, I think we did well.
You're giving up
This
already?
is like our best week ever.
Yeah, no kidding.
All right, hints. It's for the Switch. It's only on the Switch. It's a collaboration between Nintendo and another company.
On the Switch, collaboration between Nintendo and another company. It's not a Lego situation.
No, only on Switch. I said.
Wait, what?
Oh, it's not the Rabbids, Mario and the Rabbids, right?
Mario and the Rabbids. Mario and Rabbids Kingdom Battle. Yes. All right, number 6, Mombrain, you have no chance of getting.
Okay.
Kirby. It's a fighting game.
Okay.
It's new.
Is it on the Switch?
No, it's on PS4 and Xbox One.
Oh boy.
It's another crossover game. It's not the first time we've seen these companies cross over.
Okay.
It's not. It's a game company and a comic book company.
Oh. Okay. Wait, what's it called? Injustice?
No, it's a good guess, but no. It's another comic book company.
There's another comic book company?
This time it's not an Ultimate Alliance.
Oh, okay. Marvel versus Capcom?
Marvel versus Capcom, yes.
Oh, really? That game that like everyone said they hated?
Yeah, debuted at number 6, so it should be off the charts next time, as in bad off the charts.
Oh, well.
All right, number 10 you haven't gotten. It's the dead guy who's still got books coming out.
Yeah. Tom Clancy.
Tom Clancy. Rainbow Six Siege. All right, here's your top 20. Destiny 2, NBA 2K18, Madden, FIFA, Mario plus Rabbids, Marvel vs. Capcom, Grand Theft Auto 5, NHL, Breath of the Wild, Tom Clancy, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, Metroid Samus Returns at number 12, Pokken Tournament DX, Overwatch, Ark Survival Evolved, Uncharted The Lost Legacy, NBA Live 18, Splatoon 2, Crash Bandicoot, The Insane Trilogy, and Minecraft. There you go. Your top 10 on Switch, in case you wanted a breakdown for that. Mario and Rabbids Kingdom Battle, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, Pokken Tournament DX, Splatoon 2, ARMS, Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2, FIFA 18, Lego Worlds, and Rayman Legends. Your top 10 on 3DS were Metroid Samus Returns, Monster Hunter Stories, Pokemon Sun, Miitopia, Mario Kart 7, Super Mario Maker, Super Smash Bros., Pokemon Moon, Hey Pikmin, and New Super Mario Bros. 2. Best-selling system of this month was not the Switch. It was the Super Nintendo Classic Edition, followed by the Switch. So Nintendo had the top 2 best-selling platforms, and the Switch continued its streak of top-selling current generation platform. Because, like I said, the Super Nintendo Classic Edition beat it out, so we can't count it like that this time. The Switch Pro Controller is the top-selling accessory year to date. So that is the best-selling accessory of 2017 so far. I don't think anything else is going to beat that. And there's your top 10. Now, you know, or there's your top 20. They switched the top 20 a few months ago, and I can't get it to stick in my head. VKint88 says, I wonder what exactly this means for 2D Metroid's future. I wish the report gave actual sales numbers. Well, it was number 1, and Nintendo talked about it in their press release. It was number 1 for 3DS. Nintendo talked about it in their press release, and they seem to be quite happy about it. So usually if they are not happy with the game sales, they don't even mention it, and they mentioned it. So the name can clown, you got me. So there was a firmware update to the Switch version 4, and it's got some other little things hidden in it that weren't part of the patch notes. And one of the things that's in there is support for the GameCube controller adapter that was on the Wii U. So if you plug that into your Switch, you can then plug in a GameCube controller and use your GameCube controller to play games on the Switch. Can you believe it?
What?
Here's how surprising it was. Nintendo didn't even know that happened because they added in support for third-party controller support.
They have support for
support for. They added in
third-party
controllers. And this was a side effect of that, so they didn't even know that this thing worked. And Nintendo said, yeah, it was a surprise to us too. Then they released another firmware update, a very small version update that seemed like it broke that, but it didn't. You just need to plug it in again and you're good to go. So if you want to use your GameCube controller to play some Switch games, obviously it's going to work better with some than others, you can do that. So people that were like, this is a sign of things to come, GameCube Virtual Console on Switch, Nintendo's saying that's not the case. They didn't even know that this support was going to happen. Poots says, hot dog. Oh, yeah, this is happening. It did happen. Yes, it's true. It happened. It was happening. It will continue to happen. Nintendo wants you to know that they're going to keep a steady pace of content for the Switch in 2018 and 2019 and beyond. So the Switch did its software lineup quite a bit differently than they did on the Wii U because Nintendo timed things out that each month would have at least one very big title. And it seems like that's worked wonders for the Switch because it's selling quite well. So 4Gamer, a Japanese site, sat down with Nintendo's Yoshiaki Koizumi, you know, the big guy right now, basically. He's the, like, changing of the guard, even though he's not, like, a young guy. He is younger. He's certainly more in the spotlight in recent times. And he's one of the driving forces behind the Switch. So they sat him down to talk about the Switch and its success and software support going forward. So he says, the beginning of console's life is very important. This includes both the amount of software released and if people are satisfied with that content. Nintendo released Switch in March to give people some time to understand the system before the holiday season. And Nintendo games each had a different goal when showcasing the elements of the Switch. Breath of the Wild wanted to let people feel the surprise of taking a home console quality game with you on the go. 1-2 Switch was made for explaining how the Joy-Con works. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe was to let people experience the idea of sharing controllers. Splatoon 2 was to convey the fun of local multiplayer. ARMS is a way to show that Nintendo is creating new IPs. Nintendo put a lot of thought into the timing of releases like Super Mario Odyssey and Xenoblade Chronicles 2 because Odyssey is a big game and Xenoblade Chronicles 2 is a big game, so they didn't want them hitting right next to each other. They want to give you some time to enjoy both. And they said it was really hectic to make these titles fit right into the schedule. And things are being constructed in a way that there will be a steady pace maintained for 2018. We're not saying specific games, obviously. We know a handful of them coming in 2018, like Yoshi's Switch and I don't know, whatever. Other games. And they say Nintendo still has a number of IPs left to bring to the Switch as well. So it's like, you know, oh, Kirby is coming to the Switch as well. And so we know we got Mario out there, and we got Splatoon and Zelda, but we got other franchises like Kirby and Yoshi and Pikmin and Metroid and Fire Emblem is coming, or not Fire Emblem. Yeah, Fire Emblem, a traditional Fire Emblem is coming to the Switch. And they also say that there should be many third parties that will look into different ways of using the console as well, because you can bet third parties are like, oh my God, we got to make stuff for this system because it's doing so well, and that's going on right now. I guarantee it. We just don't know the details of those games yet. First comment comes from Jingle Boy. Jingle Boy says, I've been pretty impressed with the Switch so far. It rarely feels like there's been a lull in content. I'm almost, God damn it, I'm playing it almost daily compared to my Wii U, which was probably tri-monthly. Yeah, I agree. I'm playing the Switch almost every day. This is not a top story by me. I did a video review for the Mummy Demastered, which I wanted to talk about last week, but I wasn't allowed to. Remember when I not so slyly hinted at a game I was playing that I couldn't talk about, and then I mentioned the movie The Mummy? Well, this is what I was talking about. I have a video review for the game, and thank you very much to everyone for the support of this video review. To my knowledge, when you search for The Mummy Demastered on YouTube, our video at least was, or might still be, among the top return searches on YouTube. So thank you for that. I really like this game. Very enjoyable. Very solid Metroidvania experience. Great looking game if you like, Super Nintendo or Genesis style visuals. Has a neat wrinkle in it that when your main character dies, they keep all your health upgrades and weapons with them, and your new agent that you take on, you can go hunt down the previous agent and kill them to get back your stuff, which is highly recommended.
Like a roguelike.
Yes. Has a good amount of challenge. The soundtrack, phenomenal. Such a good soundtrack. And I just recently found out it's not done by Vert, their usual way forward guy. Oh, this is terrible.
It's pronounced Bert.
It starts with an M. I don't remember his name.
Sherbert.
Sherbert. Bert. Whatever the composer.
You know what I mean, Bert?
I want to look it up because I want to give the guy credit. Do
you know how freaking impossible it is to find a pair of Birkenstocks that aren't just clogs anywhere out in the wide world?
Really?
Do you know Birkenstock makes boots?
Do
you know you can play Tetris online for free at Tetris.com? Yeah, they make boots, and apparently they're like the shoes that are going to cure my plantar fasciitis. And so I need them, and I went all over God's creation looking for them today.
Yeah, I have to be honest. I haven't worn Birkenstocks since like.
Me either.
Yeah, for like.
Me either.
I was in high school.
It's probably been like at least 15 years.
So now I'm ordering them. You would love them.
Yeah, Rocket.
A pair of Birkenstock clogs?
Rocket, it's true.
Yeah, they're like Crocs.
Vert did not, probably way more expensive.
Yeah.
Did you just say cool?
I am having $500 worth of shoes shipped to our house.
Yeah, like, let's be honest.
Are you really? Why?
Well, because I'm going to return. I'm only keeping one pair.
You're paying for $500?
Well, I'm sending them back.
No. Are you paying $500 for shoes?
I'm putting it on the credit card so that I can just.
So it's not real money.
Yes.
Well, I'm sorry. We couldn't pay our mortgage this month because we have $500 of shoes.
Well, I have to
Wait,
try them
why
on.
are you buying shoes online?
Guys,
because I can't find them
if you
out
pay
in the
for
world.
something on a credit card, it's not real money.
That's right.
A little money hint for you guys. A little money tip. You can't find them anywhere? Did you try looking? What about DSW?
Nope. Everywhere. Nobody has them.
What about
I went to Flemington Department Store.
What's that fake outdoor store?
Taylor's. I went to Macy's. Cabela's.
No, that's a real outdoor store.
EMS.
EMS.
I went there too.
They were gonna say Payless.
What's a fake outdoor store? Payless.
Wait, is EMS a fake outdoor store?
Well, they sell a lot of like fringe stuff as well. They have outside
they
stuff.
They sell what are they? Those socks that I like.
Smartwool?
Yeah, they sell Smartwools.
They do.
Okay, you want to take it
Flemington
back?
Department Store sells Smartwool. Did you know that?
What?
Yeah, they have a big selection of really nice ones.
Oh. Well, guys, we're not going to be able to afford the podcast next week because we won't have internet.
All right, forget it.
No, go ahead. If you're going to return stuff.
I'm only keeping one pair. But
by the way, if you guys like comfortable socks, that
this podcast sponsored by
this podcast sponsored by Smartwool socks.
They're really nice.
With real
wool, with real sock feel. You need to return the ones you don't wear because you'll be like, I need to do this, and then you don't do it.
You're right.
Yeah, I know I'm right. Anyway, yes, it is a way forward game that's not scored by Vert. The composer is Gavin Allen, who goes by the nickname Monomer.
What else has he done?
I don't know.
Oh, really?
I just added him as a follow on SoundCloud yesterday, and I haven't gone through the rest of his work yet. But yeah, I was shocked to find out that Vert didn't do it. I don't know why he didn't do it. But this soundtrack is also excellent. So really, if you're not going to buy the game, yeah, because it's way forward. Even if you're not going to buy the game, listen to the soundtrack. It is on Spotify and iTunes. Obviously, for Spotify, you can listen to it for free with commercials. But seriously, fantastic soundtrack. But I recommend the game itself. I really like the game. If you'd like to hear more details than just, I like the game, you can watch my video review. Furthermore, from Nintendo talking about their Switch goals, this is Mr. Koizumi again. He says, Nintendo still has many IPs at its disposal. Not only can our customers expect Nintendo's traditional IP, but even new IP that people would have never dreamed of We're working repairing our new IP, which players can expect to see in 2018, 2019, and in the future, as we are making something that will pierce the hearts of everyone.
Wow.
I hope you will look forward to it.
When I think about my heart being pierced, it makes me feel like it's going to be sad. Oh, it pierced my heart. That noise happens, and then
I think he means
sad.
touch your heart.
But do you know what I mean?
I know.
That pierced my heart.
Wobble Bobble has a top-rated comment, and he says,
by the arrow of Eros.
I really like Koizumi. He is really stepping up and making a difference, and I appreciate his impact on the company. I really hope to be stunned by the fruits of Nintendo's labors over the next couple of years. Yeah, Koizumi, man. He's the bomb. He's the bomb diggity, as the kids say today. Nintendo was asked about Mario's 2D gaming. And I believe, yes, Game Informer was like, hey, we know you got the Switch, and we know the 3DS is out there, but the 3DS is going to disappear eventually, and then the Switch is going to be your main platform, and it's a portable and a console. So they're like, does this mean we're not going to get any more top-down games, like a top-down Zelda, or a 2D game, like a 2D Mario? And I talked to none other than Shigeru Miyamoto about this. And they're like, yeah, we really like, you know, Yoichi Kotabe's art. He makes the classic Mario art, the classic 2D style of Mario. And I'm not talking about pixels. I'm talking about the drawings.
Right, the classic Mario, no pants.
Yeah, the one with his dick hanging out.
Classic Mario,
classic Mario dick.
Twiggenberry's art.
So he's asked, are we ever going to see anything like that? Like a more 2D or top-down stuff on a Switch, or perhaps a Mario game that utilizes that art style for the game rather than promotional materials. And Miyamoto says, we're at almost like a turning point. When you look at Mickey Mouse, there's the classic Mickey Mouse, and then there's the modern Mickey Mouse. And the classic one has a lot of flavor to it. And the modern Mickey Mouse really looks great, but it's losing a little bit of the flavor. And that's something we discussed to make sure we keep that intact as we're creating characters. And of course, the development team for any Mario game may want to use Kotabe's art, but there's also a character development team that's really working hard to create new styles and new work. Once they get more work done, I think more and more of that will be reflected in games. We did a collaboration recently with Uniqlo where it was a contest for people to send in drawings. And like that, we want to continue to create and evolve new art styles.
Wait, is Uniqlo like Uniqlo, the clothing line?
Yeah.
Like they're literally the same?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He says, I do believe Mr. Kotabe's art has become kind of standard within Nintendo, but we definitely want to continue to see if we can evolve that as time goes by. He also quickly mentions, without giving official confirmation, that they don't really have interest in remaking more games. What they would like to do is port these games to platforms today so people can play them. So Miyamoto's like, you know, I think it makes sense. Well, let me say his exact words so I don't misconstrue stuff. He says, I would rather, if we were to think about porting them and focus on more recent titles, but using the unique gameplay elements of the Switch. When you think about the play style of the Switch, it would be great if I could play all classic games on it. So take that as you will. Some people are like, you know, virtual console confirmed. You know, it's Miyamoto. He says whatever he wants, really. Drew says, Mario flavor. And the Name Green Plant says, mouse flavor.
Yeah, the classic Mickey Mouse flavor.
Yeah, give me that Mickey Mouse flavor. Oh, God, is my internet here? Yes, it is. Bob Buffalo says, 3D Mario is good, but 2D is the Mario, and it sucks that Nintendo prefers to give it a bigger the bigger production values and creativity to the 3D ones just because Miyamoto says so. I hope the next 2D Marios have a better art style and something fresh while keeping the formula. Not to mention that 2D Marios are the ones that move hardware and are liked by the masses. I mean, outside of your Miyamoto statement saying he's the one that's pushing that, I agree with you. The 2D Mario games could use a different visual approach, and the 2D Mario games sell better than the 3D ones, yes, because more people are familiar with 2D and not as intimidated with 2D Mario, so I understand. We also have a video review for Super Mario Odyssey, but it did not come from me. It came from Nintendo Don, which I'm forcing myself to say Don now, and I feel like I'm saying it wrong every time.
Well, yeah, you've been calling him like Nintendo for years.
I've been calling him Crandall.
I've been calling him Crandall.
Because I did not receive my review copy in time, so Nintendo has handled the review. And I read your criticisms on the last video review he did for us, because I am, when it comes to reviews or video reviews, I'm off the cuff. I'm off the top of my head. I let it flow. It's a stream of consciousness, because that's what works best for me. So that's what I do, and people seem to like it.
Yeah.
But other people doing that, it doesn't necessarily work for them. And Don does not do that kind of thing. So this time around, he has a script. He wrote something, I edited it, and then he read that. And boy, was it fun editing his audio, because he was trying. So basically, it was like a 1,500-word review. And he was trying to record it all in one take without screwing up. And he's like, I've started over 25 times. I can't do this. And I was like, don't. I never record like that. And so record each little block at once. So when I do my video stuff, I'll dump errors.
Do you know how many times I hear, hello, my friend? Damn it.
Hello, my future baby.
So I'll dump a lot of that content, because I screw up. But I record it in blocks, so it's like 5 or 6 sentences rather than all the work that Don was trying to do. So instead, what he did was he just recorded all of it at once, but left the hiccups in there. So I had to edit the whole thing with his screw ups, and he sounded exactly like me, except less cursing. Just lots of. I don't
picture him as the kind of guy who swears.
Lots of like sighs and groans. I felt his pain.
He's like Court Jester. He can't bring himself to swear.
Yeah, well, Court's definitely changed with that. At least in text form. In text form, I don't know about vocally.
I've never been a non-swearer. That's not true. There was a New Year's resolution once upon a time, I think.
Oh.
My dad tried not swearing and being positive instead of being negative for 2 days. It was the most amazing experience, especially the not being negative part. He was like anything bad that happened, he was like, well,
I guess it's okay.
Just like took it in stride. And then the third day, something made him upset, and he got angry, one of his stupid things. And I laughed, and I said, what happened to that resolution? And he said, F that resolution. And here we are today, back to where we are.
Sure, it's the Incans who set him off.
The Incans, yes. A deep hatred for the Incans and their pizza-making skills. That's a story for another podcast. North America this week's downloads. North America got Super Mario Odyssey, obviously.
Oh.
Hey-o.
Oh yeah, we didn't even talk. I guess I didn't make it a top story. It should be. Animal Crossing Pocket Camp was revealed, so we got the first. Oh, that's right. You were here when I was.
When you almost missed the.
I was. Yeah, it was 10:59, and I completely forgot that there was a Nintendo Direct on it. Thankfully, Nintendo messaged me on my phone, and he was like, here's my prediction for the Nintendo Direct. And I was like, oh my God, that's right now. It really did. At the last possible second. It was perfect. But anyway, we got the Nintendo Direct on that. It's coming out late November, pretty much everywhere, except in Australia, where it's available right now. So if you have an Australian account on your mobile device, you can get it. But anyway. Also new this week is Violet on Switch, Zombie Gold Rush on Switch, Poi Explorer Edition on Switch, which is a 3D platformer, so rest in peace, Poi. Knights of Azure 2 is available on Switch. Mutation Nation, the Neo Geo game, is on Switch. Moon Hunters is on Switch. Time Recoil is on Switch. Splasher is on Switch. Pixel Lines DX got a demo on Switch. King Oddball is going to be released on October 30th on Switch. It's basically a Angry Birds style game, but handled a little bit differently. I played through the whole game on my Fire TV a while ago, and I actually liked it. Monster Jam Crush It is available October 31st. Yes, that is about monster trucks. Cartoon Network Battle Crashers is available on October 31st on Switch. Monopoly on Switch is coming October 31st. Monopoly, man.
I like Monopoly.
Monopoly Man.
Hello, Fly from the Inside.
Me and Rich Uncle Pennybags.
I haven't played it in a million years, but I've played it like 3 or 4 times, and I never liked it. Maybe it's just explained wrong.
Did you ever play the Super Nintendo version?
No.
Okay.
Always
My brother did.
only the board game version. Maybe this will be the one to change.
Maybe you
my
don't
mind.
understand what it means to have power
Money.
over other people.
Maybe I know why Mom Brain likes it now, because she charges shoes for $500.
It's 3 pairs.
3 pair of shoes for $500?
480. Yeah.
That's insane.
Hey, it's a free market, bro.
Crocs are like $10.
Crocs are
Supply
not
and
like
demand.
$10.
What are they? I got mine for $10. I got them for $7.
Yeah.
I got them out of a dumpster for $7.
What is a shoe made out of that it costs? What are we talking about?
Look, it doesn't matter what it's made
Like
out of.
$170.
$170 for a pair of shoes. I don't understand it, man.
Hey, I told you.
It's fashion.
Free market, bro.
Whatever. I don't get this world. I'm fed up with this world.
I'm fed up with this world.
Heroes of the Monkey Tavern is getting a demo on Switch on October 31st. That is a first-person dungeon crawler. You know, yeah, it's one of those ones where, like, you don't... Each move you make is a square. Like, you step forward a square. But it's first-person, real old-school style.
Yeah.
I like those kind of games, actually. Wargle Worlds. That is a terrible name to say. Wargle Worlds. Wargle Worlds. It's on 3DS. Halloween Night Archery is on 3DS. Galaxy Blaster Code Red, not related to Mountain Dew, is on 3DS. And Creeping Terror, which is one you should keep an eye out for, is available on October 31st. So another big week, obviously headlined by Super Mario Odyssey. First comment comes from Guy Bones, and he says, is Moon Hunters an alternate title for Super Mario Odyssey? Anyway, great week. 2 good. I'll probably get 3 games from this list. Super Mario Odyssey,
I'll be right back.
Animal Crossing
Is the only one
Pocket
just
Camp,
for me?
and Monopoly. Mr. Monopoly. Europe, this week's digital downloads. This is another giant list. Super Mario Odyssey, Just Dance 2018. This is the Police. Knights of Azure 2, The Mummy Demastered, Night Terrors, Violet, Mutation Nation, Moon Hunters, Splasher, Zombie Gold Rush, Time Recoil, Pixel Lines DX Demo, Lego Worlds DLC. All of that is Switch. All of that came out on Switch this week. Also, Mom Brain,
Yes,
Minecraft got a Stranger Things skin pack. 3DS got Wargle Worlds. And a new 3DS exclusively got Halloween Night Archery. 3DS Theme Shop got Super Mario Odyssey. World Trekking. That's a theme. Also got Box Boy 2.5 anniversary. So 2.5-year anniversary. Mom Brain!
Yes, my love. Hello
it's
Kitty.
Back.
Hello Kitty.
Hold on, we're going to do these. Maggie and Bianca rock style theme. Astoria, Rose and Joy theme. And then Mom Brain. Here we go.
Yes.
Finally back. I should wait for Kirby.
Could be a while.
Kirby? Okay.
Did you ever have Pizza Crunch-A-Bungas? It looks disgusting.
I saw Pizza Crunch-A-Bungas. I remember seeing them, but I have not.
Artificially pizza-flavored corn snacks.
They sound like something that would make me vomit right away. Hello Kitty and Mimi theme.
Ooh.
Hello Kitty is playing with her sister Mimi.
I didn't know
Did you
she
know
had
that?
one.
Cute Hello Kitty pastel. Hello Kitty in a crayon style. There you know. Kitty Kisses and Hearts. Hello Kitty surrounded by kisses and hearts.
All right.
And finally, Hello Kitty into the stars. Hello Kitty is in a universe surrounded by stars.
Aren't we all?
Those are all paid themes. I want to know if someone out there has purchased every Hello Kitty theme.
Oh, yeah.
Besides
Someone out
Mom
there
Brain.
has. Yeah, that's right.
Besides Mom Brain. She doesn't even play games on her 3DS anymore. It's just buying Hello Kitty themes from Europe. First comment.
Wait, they're all from Europe?
Yeah, they're only available in Europe. Is Lowcamp, and Lowcamp says, this is already an important week for gaming, not only for Super Mario Odyssey finally coming out, along with other obscure games I've waited for months, but also due to the quite important event that happened on the internet days ago. NeoGAF is dead. Rejoice. NeoGAF is not dead. and I am not touching that discussion for the 10-foot pole.
Okay.
All I'm saying factually is that NeoGAF is not dead. It is alive. It is up and running. I do not want to get into that conversation on the podcast. I will talk about it a very little bit in the after show.
Does it involve the horrible ideological beliefs?
We're not talking.
You could say yes.
I
tried to be as vague as possible.
I'll talk about it after the show.
Oh dear.
So Super Mario Odyssey, when this interview was posted, hadn't even come out yet, and people are already asking if there's going to be a sequel. Yoshiaki Koizumi says, so he's asked about a sequel by Verge, and Yoshiaki Koizumi says, I'm obviously considering lots of things for the future in terms of Odyssey and whether there'd be a sequel. The first game hasn't even come out yet, so it's very tough to say at this stage whether there will be a sequel or not. I'm first and foremost just hoping that Odyssey is a success. And secondly, yeah, with the Switch life cycle, again, it's very early. Who knows how things will turn out? As you say, in the past, maybe there's been one 3D title per hardware generation on average, but I wouldn't say that's a hard and fast rule that would have to be adhered to. Yes, because we got Super Mario Galaxy, and Galaxy 2.
Super Mario Galaxy.
I'm trying so hard to say
you're doing
it
a good job.
way.
You're doing a good job.
Sokar says, why the hell is a sequel in demand if the first game isn't even out yet? Also, didn't Galaxy have a sequel that got released long before the Wii U became a thing? Yes, both of those are true. Yeah. Like I said, we already talked about the top-down and 2D stuff. They said they're not against those ideas, and they point to games like Yoshi Switch saying we're still doing 2D on consoles, or side-scrolling on consoles, and look at Yoshi. Here's something crazy. Amazon has their list of best-selling video games for 2017. It's basically the best-selling video games category because the first, second, and third spots are taken up by PlayStation Network cards because people are just buying cards to get cash for downloads. But when it comes to actual games, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is in the 4th position overall. Zelda Breath of the Wild is in the 6th position overall. These are the best-selling video games on Amazon for 2017. So Mario Kart 8 Deluxe and Zelda Breath of the Wild have been out for a while now. The 5th spot overall goes to Super Mario Odyssey. It's already the number 5 best-selling game on Amazon for 2017. So by the time
24 hours.
By the time
I guess pre-orders, right?
Yes, this was pre-orders. By the time Odyssey, or by the time the year ends, it could be up there. Mega Travis says, that's awesome. I bet it's going to sell amazingly well, even more than it is already. I agree, good sir. It's going to have a very long tail. Hey, guys, how many games are available for the Switch?
It's got to be like at least a dozen, right?
I'm
dozen?
going to say 21.
21 games and a dozen. There are over 200 games available for the Switch. You can get over 200 games right now on your Switch.
You see, I wasn't counting like indie games.
eShop releases?
I was counting everything. Games.
I was counting real games.
You were counting what?
What? Bullshit?
There are 202 games, I think, to be exact. That well, obviously, every single game that's on the system is on the eShop. But yes, there are some retail games as well. I don't know how many games are in shops exactly. But any game that is in a shop at retail is also on the eShop. So there are over 200 titles available. That's over 200 games in 7 months, which is pretty damn crazy. First comment comes from Mr. Rye. Mr. Rye says, my poor PS4 and 3DS are just sitting there in the corner. Mario, Skyrim, Xenoblade 2, Zelda DLC, and more. All will have me preoccupied until E3 next year. Yeah, I agree. My PS4 and my Xbox One and my 3DS have certainly been hurting for love since the Switch came out. I've played very few games on the PS4 since Switch came out. The only one that comes to mind is The Evil Within 2, which I'm playing right now.
When was the last time you played Xbox One?
Well, Xbox One I hardly ever play. The only reason I played it recently was Cuphead. So Cuphead is like a recent blip in a long dead period.
Yeah.
Xbox One.
Yep.
Moving on. Xbox One, man, out of all the systems I've ever bought, I've gotten the least amount of use out of that one.
Ooh.
Definitely. Let me go through all of them. NES, Super Nintendo, played those a ton. Genesis, played a ton. GameCube, Xbox, PS2,
Dreamcast,
played all those. Dreamcast, I played
Saturn.
more. Saturn, I didn't own.
Oh, okay.
It's like
Never
the
mind.
one I didn't own out of all
All
the
right.
major ones. PS3, Xbox 360, Wii, played all those. Wii U, I played a lot.
Philips CDI.
PS4, played a lot. CDI, no.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Xbox One.
Hmm.
Here's the perfect example. I have played so little of the Xbox One since I got it that my controller still has the original batteries that came with the system.
Oh, ouch.
So, and I'm not like Xbox One sucks. Obviously, I bought the Xbox One. I like video games in general.
It has Cuphead.
It's just there's nothing like it has third-party stuff. So I guess if you have the Xbox One and you don't have a PS4, you're doing okay because it's got third-party stuff. But as far as exclusives and stuff like that, I don't know what to say. It's been very disappointing for me.
Yeah.
I could say to somebody, you don't need to have an Xbox One this generation. You're not really missing out on anything because you get Cuphead on Steam.
Oh.
Or on whatever, Windows. You can get it on a computer.
So it's not on Steam?
I don't know. It's on computer.
What is it on? Like I'm so confused.
Get
like,
Cuphead on computer.
At first I thought it was like on everything. And then someone told me it's like an Xbox exclusive.
As far as game consoles go, it is an Xbox One exclusive,
Okay.
but you can also get it on computer. So yeah. I guess if you only have that system and you don't have a PS4, when it comes to third parties, you should be okay. But I know Xbox One fans are getting upset because we're going into the holiday season and they have Forza, which is out, and I feel like that's it. And they have the Xbox One X coming out.
Sorry, guys.
I don't know, man. I don't know what happened to Microsoft this time around. Reggie talked about the Switch and the NES Classic and the Super Nintendo Classic, and he's like, yeah, these things are doing great. You know, it'll be better if we can have the damn systems in stock. He says, whenever we launch a system, we place very high expectations on ourselves. I wish we would have more hardware. Our inability to meet demand is not something that is satisfying in any way, shape, or form. And when we're working hard to satisfy as much demand as possible. We know that there are many consumers who want the NES Classic Edition and have not been able to purchase it. Certainly, we're not happy to see the reseller prices on that system, and so we're bringing it back in significant numbers. That's something that's important to us.
Are you stuffy?
I am very stuffy, yes. The window was open.
Oh, boy.
I feel fine. No, it's the window was open. Steel Diver says, how about putting older games on Switch Virtual Console or release a cartridge for $60 with all the games on the Super Nintendo Classic? Seriously, I don't want a box that can only play 20 select games. And yeah, I know RMC said if you didn't want the Super Nintendo Classic, you probably hate Nintendo, but it's completely the opposite for me.
You did say that.
I did say that. And it is Steel Diver, so I can't
The
say
number one
anything
Steel
bad about
Diver
him. We're late. I'm not doing that one.
Oh boy, what are we at?
101.
Oh god.
My God.
Animal Crossing
my
Pocket Camp hit
God.
#1 on iPhone quicker than Super Mario Run and Fire Emblem Heroes in Australia, the only place it has launched. The game reached #1 among all iPhone apps faster than the two games I just named. The game reached #1 within 12 hours of its launch. Super Mario Run was #2 after 12 hours, reaching #1 on the Australian App Store after 14 hours. Fire Emblem Heroes was number 35 in the first 12 hours, and its highest chart spot was number 13. Animal Crossing Pocket Camp is ranked number 117 among top-grossing iPhone apps on the Australian App Store, and Animal Crossing Pocket Camp is ranked #1 on Google Play's top new free chart in Australia, and number 595 in grossing. So far, Animal Crossing Pocket Camp is doing quite well. And remember, that's only Australia.
Right.
Iroral says,
I rule you.
could be how beloved the series is. Could be how it's the closest to the original series gameplay and design compared to the others. Or it could just be because everyone who wasn't Australian immediately went to download it from there because they couldn't stand waiting an entire month while other people were playing it and having fun. No, I didn't download it myself. I like using my Nintendo points for these games. So getting it on an Australian account would be a waste of time and money for me. Yes, I download enough eShop games to make use of my Nintendo coins for these sort of rewards. Besides, I have a ton of other games to focus on at the moment. A month's wait isn't too long.
Wait, who said that?
I rule you.
Who is not Australian?
No.
Okay.
According to the Wall Street Journal, Animal Crossing Pocket Camp was redone from scratch at least once during development. Obviously, Nintendo has not confirmed this. And they also say that Nintendo and DNA learned something from Fire Emblem Heroes because they put out Fire Emblem Heroes and it did well at launch, but they didn't have a whole slate of events lined up, which are kind of important for mobile games. So they saw Fire Emblem Heroes drop down a bit, and then when they got the events in there, people came back for it. So they're like, we got to make sure we have events from day one. So they did that with Animal Crossing Pocket Camp. Shoemaker says, makes sense. Originally, the game was supposed to launch before March 2017. Yeah, and then they delayed it. So yes, it does make sense that the game had a total revamp. Here's some tidbits from Reggie. He says they're going to be shortly. They'll be announcing the release date for Zelda Breath of the Wild's second DLC pack shortly. It's still confirmed for this year. Like I said, he said the GameCube controller adapter working on Switch was a surprise to them. He says they got nothing to announce on Smash Brothers. Talks about legacy games coming to Switch, so Virtual Console. And he says, when you think about the playstyle of the Switch, it would be great if I could play all the classic games on it. We're gratified to have some of the best content ever created to be unique to Nintendo platforms. We're also gratified by our community that they want to play this content. What we've said is that there's going to be some classic content that's part of the Nintendo Online proposition. We've said we will unveil more about this proposition next year before it launches. The release of the NES and Super Nintendo Classic Edition do not preclude these classic games coming to the Switch. As far as video-on-demand services like Hulu and Netflix and Amazon, he says they are going to come in due time to Switch. You'd have to ask the folks at Netflix. I have Netflix CEO Reed Hastings' phone number. Well, name drop, Reggie. Good for you.
Why didn't he give us the phone number?
Yeah, and what is that phone number, Reggie? And then on My Nintendo offering Switch-specific rewards, Reggie says there are unique elements coming for Switch. We'll be announcing those in due time. We do believe having a strong loyalty program for all the products is important, and certainly our fans appreciate it. So the biggest one there, really, that's an actual answer is video-on-demand stuff coming to Switch in due time. Oh, my God.
In due time.
This is a long sentence, statement, post, comment. Brother Wiz says, Q1 for Netflix, according to a GAF account suicide post. No Hulu, though, apparently. Still annoyed it wasn't ready for launch or even something they would be able to announce until the end of the year. Just for fun, here are the rest of the rumors from that post. A sequel to a 3DS game is coming to Switch. Remember what was said about the new character inclusion for Smash. Netflix, but not Hulu, are coming in Q1. Announcement will be tied to a Netflix-produced show. Well, wouldn't that be interesting? Themes will arrive with a December 25th update, Christmas update. Metroid Prime 4 will have a subtitle that people know. Okay. Q4, the earliest first footage in a January Direct. Little Mac was almost in arms. There's a reason he's not. Probably because his arms.
His arms don't extend that far.
Yes.
Yeah. He only has like regular, like human arms.
A new spin-off is coming exclusively to the eShop using assets from a game already released. There's rumors from a NeoGAF suicide post, which means my account's going to be banned. Here's stuff I shouldn't say.
Wait, why do they call it suicide posts?
I just explained it to you.
Oh, okay.
Because he's basically getting his account banned. So he's like, I'm going out with a bang, baby.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Boy, oh boy. All right, I'm going to skip this one in detail, but I'll just let you know. Kate Higgins is the woman who voiced Pauline in Super Mario Odyssey, and she also sings the Jump Up Superstar theme song.
Yeah.
And you can read an interview with her if you'd like. Also, I won't spoil it here, but Super Mario Odyssey's pause menu has a musical Easter egg. I won't give you any more details than that because I don't want to spoil things. We have a video on it if you want to see it. You'll get all the details you need. And then finally, Nintendo of Canada talked about Metroid Prime Federation Force. And they say the game got a bad rap. This is Nintendo of Canada Communications Manager Andrew Collins. Excuse me. He says, it was a great package. You had Blast Ball, which was really interesting 3-player sci-fi football. Then you also had Federation Force, a separate game itself, which was this 4-player bounty hunter game. And it's a shame because it didn't feature Samus. Fans were very critical. Samus appears a tiny bit much later into the game. And so because of that, it was seen as, we don't want this version. Get rid of it and give us the one that we want. It's unfortunate for Federation Force because it got a bad rap. It wasn't the game which people felt it was. I agree. I like Federation Force. I know it made people angry. Except for a little tiny bit.
Except for, like, not enough.
Immediate Muffin says, I don't know. When I played it, I was thinking most of the time, I'd love to play a port of Metroid Prime on 3DS. Now, I didn't hate Federation Force, but it's not great when you're thinking about how great a series used to be instead of being absorbed by the current game you're playing. Well, there you go. Metroid Prime Federation Force HD remake for Switch confirmed.
You should have just called it Federation Force or something.
Yeah, it should have been its own game, I guess. Metroid, not Metroid Prime Federation Force. All right. Name's taken. Hello, Chemical. Kirby.
Yo.
What'd you play?
I don't think I played anything.
Okay, Mom Brain, what'd you play?
Oh wait. Well, this is going back a few weeks. Did I ever talk about playing Tiny Barbarian with you?
I
don't think I did.
I don't remember if we did. I know I talked about Tiny Barbarian, but
well, anyway, I played it with you.
Yes, you did.
And I didn't. Well, I died pretty early on, and you basically had to, like, carry the load.
But
throughout
you beat the final boss in the first chapter. The snake. I was dead. You took out the boss.
What?
Yeah.
No, that's not what happened.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
When we were on when he was like the guy with the staff that shoots the stuff in the room with the spinning platforms.
Yeah.
You died.
Yeah,
I beat that guy.
I was dead, and you beat him.
Yes, and then he turns into the snake.
Right.
And I died, and you beat him.
Is that what happened?
Yeah, I'm positive. Yeah. Because we were watching the end scene, and I was like, I wonder if I'm going to be there, and I wasn't there. It's true. It's true. I couldn't have done it without you.
All right. Well, anyway, Tiny Barbarian was a lot of fun.
Yeah, we only did the first chapter. We got to go in and do the other 4 chapters.
Yeah, and I didn't even realize there were like another.
I thought you were going to say, I'm not doing that.
I didn't realize there were more chapters. I thought that was like the whole game.
No. There's 4 more chapters of that length. So it's a sizable adventure because we did that in what, a couple hours, I guess, maybe a little less than a couple hours. Yeah. So yeah, there's definitely more in there to experience.
Tiny Barbarian was a lot of fun.
Thumbs up from me.
Thumbs up from me.
Tiny Barbarian gadgets.
Tiny Barbarian was great gadgets.
T27 Duck says, should I order Papa John's or Domino's for dinner?
Domino's.
Well, it depends.
Like
I've said this before. Papa John is like a horrible person who doesn't pay his employees enough money, and he lives in a mansion.
But the pizza.
Yeah. Molto bene.
As our Italian friends
See, I liked Papa John's until the last time I had it, and it gave me violent diarrhea. I'm cool with diarrhea, but violent diarrhea?
All pizza gives you diarrhea. Can we just admit that?
But I was out somewhere at Walmart, and I was like, I'm gonna crap my pants right now.
It was a great night.
Right. My vote's for.
Yeah, just get Domino's.
I don't know. Yeah,
it's fine.
Go ahead.
It's fine.
That's their new slogan. Just get Domino's. It's fine. Mom Brain, what'd you play?
Nothing.
Great job, Mom Brain. The Aloe Wolf says, I love pizza.
Yeah.
Name Game Clown says Pizza Hut is the absolute worst. Excuse me?
Get off.
We Lover says Little Caesars. Let's not talk about Little Caesars.
Borf! You guys see the lasagna stuff that's going on? It reminds me of
Who want lasagna?
Yeah, it reminds me of our sandwich conversation.
Who want lasagna?
That's pretty good.
A lasagna on top of another lasagna. It's just a lasagna.
What are you talking about?
We've been talking about it on like Reddit and stuff. Like if you put one lasagna on top of another lasagna, you just have a lasagna because a lasagna is nothing but layers of noodle.
Well, wouldn't
sauce,
it be a double lasagna?
It's just a lasagna.
Yeah,
Who's to say how
lasagna.
many layers a real lasagna is?
A real lasagna.
It's a real lasagna.
I'm Latonya, and I love lasagna. Still
How many
Divers.
layers are in a lasagna?
I don't know. Go ask Tonya. She makes lasagna.
My mom makes a great lasagna.
My mom's name is Tonya.
She makes great lasagna. Steel Dyer says pizza sometimes good, but can't. No, let me say this again.
Oh.
Steel Dyer says pizza sometimes good, but can be bad. It's
I
very
guess.
true. I love that as a tattoo.
Wait, wasn't there
Pizza sometimes good.
Wasn't
but
there a
can be bad.
saying that like sex is like pizza? Even when it's bad, it's still pretty good.
Yeah, all right.
Boy, I was gonna
No.
make a really dark joke.
Oh, okay.
I'm not gonna say that.
Even when it's bad, there's too much cheese.
No,
Something like that.
I'll tell you later.
Okay.
I can't. Oh, that's terrible. I feel bad for thinking that, Jeff.
You
All
son
right.
of a bitch.
What did I play? Oh, excuse me. I'm trying to think of what I played before Odyssey.
Is it some indie game?
I don't think I played anything this week because I was busy. Oh, I played the Mummy Demastered and finished that for the review, but the review's out there. So, I'm just letting you know, IRC chat, I am leaving. Drew says, Go Nintendo podcast brought to you by pizza.
Yeah.
Pizza, sometimes
good.
Sometimes good, but can be bad. Yeah, so I guess I've just been playing.
It's from Mama Celeste. It can be bad.
Cheap though.
Just been playing Odyssey.
I mean, yeah.
Mama Celeste is cheap.
So I started Odyssey, and obviously I'm addicted to it. And I feel like I've done so much in the game, but I've only collected over 100 moons, and there's like 800, I think. And I'm taking my time with each kingdom that I visit. When I have the correct amount of moons to power the Odyssey and reach a new place, I don't go to that place. I stay in the kingdom that I'm in and try and get every moon that I can possibly, or every power moon that I can possibly find. So I'm getting a good amount of exploration done in each one. But obviously, I'm not getting them all because there's things I need that I can't access yet. And I also will not leave a kingdom until I get all of the purple coins, be it 100 or 50 or however many there are. And so far, I have a perfect track record. And last night, I did
I'm the Mario Master. It's Rum Meets Odyssey, actually.
Last night, I did the Wooded Kingdom, I think it's called, where Steam Gardens is. And that one...
Listen, you didn't do that because I watched you play all night last night, and you were in the water place.
Mom Brain, people are going to think you're telling the truth. Mom Brain sat down on the couch to watch me play. She watched for like 5 minutes, and that was it. And yes, I was in Lake Lamode at that time.
I had gotten a little chilly, so I threw on my big fuzzy Zelda robe and then 2 blankets, and it was nice and heavy, and I just conked out.
Yeah.
It was great.
So I did the Wooded Kingdom, and by far that was my favorite one. I liked everything that I played, but that one was really awesome. I love the design of it. It's absolutely humongous. It's just, I love the mixing of like forest and trees and flowers with like industrial girders and like robots, and it's just such a cool vibe together. And it's a massive structure to climb with a whole bunch of hidden stuff.
Climb up on this massive structure.
Some really
climb my gird.
some really cool hidden stuff and some really neat platforming challenges in there. And Mario's got a lot of new.
I'm over it.
Mario's got a lot of new moves in its repertoire this time around, so it makes it even more fun to explore. And you know, you got Cappy to capture stuff with, not take over.
Right.
It's just a ton of fun. You know, lots of little levels of polish and little touches and little flourishes and grand scale adventure and fun, and it's just I want to be playing it all the time. It's just so much fun. But yeah, I really like that kingdom the most, and the boss battles have been interesting and have some unique stuff with them. You know, nothing like super challenging, but their designs and what you do, I found them to be really cool. And the way the power moons are hidden, some of them are just like, you know, here's one on top of a mound, and it's like power moon on the mound. And then other ones are, you know, way more hidden than that. And I was crying from laughing last night because I'm so immature. Because in the wooded kingdom, there's a few power moons that are trapped within nuts, and you have to break open the nut to get the power moon.
Yeah.
And it says stuff like, I took a picture of one because it made me laugh so much. So it says like the nut and then something after it. And this one was, you got a moon. It was called the nut round the corner. I was really laughing at it because I'm so immature. Like Mario's busting nuts. I couldn't stop laughing. I wish you were awake because, like, it said the nut round the corner, and I started crying from laughing, and you were sleeping right behind me, and I wanted to be like, look at what the TV says. I even took a screenshot of it. But yeah, that level in particular, I really like that. Plus the enemies. There's a lot of brand new enemies that give you abilities that you've never experienced before, like the guys in this wooded kingdom where you they like have pots on their head and you knock the pots off and their legs grow really tall. So when you capture them, you turn into them and you like grow their legs and you're like, you know, like 15 feet tall, and you let go of the jump button and their legs snap back into them and like make you flip a little bit. It's a lot of fun. There's tanks.
Painful.
There's so many new enemies. I can't even like think of them to tell you. Mom Brain did see me as a Cheep last night.
Yes.
I was swimming around
Bouncing
as
around.
a Cheep. But yeah, it's a lot of fun. Obviously, it's the Sand Kingdom. I mean, the levels might not be the hugest levels, but they are so jam-packed with content. Wooded Kingdom I felt was really huge, really vertical. But Sand Kingdom, yeah, from what I've played, not that big of a kingdom, but it's got so much stuff packed into it. And that seems like the theme for the game. The kingdoms are so jam-packed with content, it's mind-boggling. You'll think you've explored everywhere, and you're like, oh, behind this corner, there's a nut. There's another door or something like that.
There's a nut around the corner.
Around the corner. It's amazing. Yeah. It's a lot of fun. Obviously, I've been playing as the Tyrannosaurus Rex. Because you pretty much start off the game getting to play as him, but then you'll find another one later on who is awake and angry, and you have to capture him in a different way. The other one's sleeping, and you can just take him over. But yeah, I don't want to spoil too much. I don't know. I'm probably like 7 or 8 hours in, 100 and something moons. Really loving it.
Many moons. Want
to play more? So much more to see. So many places that I've seen in trailers that I haven't been. Oh, man. There's this guy that you can glide around as. It's like a chameleon guy or a lizard or a gecko or whatever that you see him in a salamander or whatever. Any of them. He's all of them. You see him in the trailer. You get to fly around with him. He's really cool. It's a lot of fun. It's a great game.
I'm happy for you.
Yeah.
Sounds fun.
Dressing up.
You don't like to dress up.
I was wearing a snorkel and a full-body swimsuit yesterday.
Would you ever dress like that in real life?
No. No, I wouldn't.
So.
I guess that's it.
No.
Let's do some questions. You can send your questions to GoNintendoQuestions@gmail.com.
Where?
GoNintendoQuestions@gmail.com. Cam says, did you get any new beard treasures? I mean, there's always treasures in there, but right now I think I'm good. I haven't found anything recently. My beard did get stuck in my necklace the other day, which was quite a fight, but I managed to escape. Giant Reggie says, RMC and the Go Nintendo podcast crew, when will Nicky Hill become a full-grown Nicholas Mountain?
Oh my God.
We are telling him that next time we see him. Definitely. I've always been curious. I think he should have a special podcast celebration when it happens. Well, next time he's on the podcast, we will do that. Nicky Hill becomes Nicholas Mountain. Man, that's good. That is a great name.
Yeah, he's had that name for years now, and we never even thought of that.
Yeah, I see. You guys are way smarter than us. Ooh. Thank you for the wonderful podcast and the freshest Nintendo news. Your friendly neighborhood Giant Reggie.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Giant Reggie. Thank you for your questions, guys. The inbox keeps getting flooded with questions. I really appreciate it. But we could always use more. So send your questions to GoNintendoQuestions@gmail.com. Now, if you have music for the music trivia section,
gnpodcastmusic@gmail.com.
Where?
gnpodcastmusic@gmail.com.
Let's do music.
I got music. You want to hear it?
You want
to hear it? Oh.
All right. So our very first song this week comes to us from Raj Chaos.
Modern day Maharaja. All right, it feels like Super Nintendo.
Yeah.
Is it a licensed game?
It is.
Okay.
Is it Judge Dredd?
Okay. Comic book?
I don't think so.
Demolition Man?
No.
Is it some kind of movie?
I don't think so. No.
It's a cartoon.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, Rocco's Modern Life.
No.
Chester Cheetah
No.
game. James Bond Jr.
No.
Cartoon still around today?
The Phantom?
Samurai Pizza Cats.
No, but you're the right animal.
Eek the Cat.
Yes.
Oh my God! I forgot there was a game.
Eek the Cat.
That does not give me a Eek vibe at all.
This one comes from Jet Jaguar.
Focus all attacks. This is a Zelda without a doubt.
Yep.
It's either Ocarina of Time or Majora's Mask.
It's neither.
The Smash Brothers?
No.
Four Swords?
No.
It is a Zelda game?
Yeah.
Yeah, obviously.
Okay.
Link's Crossbow Training.
No.
Phantom Hourglass.
Yes.
Okay.
Phantom Hourglass.
From
Jet Jaguar. Here comes one from Naka.
I want to fly so high. Let's go. This is Zombies Ate My Neighbors.
Yeah.
Let it go a little
I
bit.
thought that was a little Halloween-y feeling, you know?
Oh, yeah, that's great.
Great song. Like, great vibe using the classic
Zombies ate
tune.
my neighbors.
I like it. Okay.
What would you guys do if zombies ate your neighbors?
I would grieve.
I would mow the lawn without judgment. That's what I would do.
Sticking in the Halloween vein, this one comes from My Body Is Ready. Something on my glasses. All right, here it comes.
Oh no. Is this a Ren and Stimpy?
No.
I I know this.
Mm-hmm.
It's a Simpsons game.
Yep.
Okay, Bart's Nightmare?
Yes.
It's the itchy and scratchy section of Bart's Nightmare. I rented that game so many times, did not like it, but kept renting it.
Why?
Because you wanted to like it.
Oh, no.
This song comes from the Namekin Clown.
Who's in chat right now?
I hope that I pronounced that correctly. Sorry.
It was good. What's this one?
3DS.
All right, I feel like it's not first party, right?
I don't think so.
Ooh. It's got to be an RPG.
Sure, why not?
An RPG about evanescence.
I got nothing. Xenoblade is all that comes to mind, but I know it's not Xenoblade.
Oh, is it one of the Tales games?
Nope. It's really high quality. Are you sure it's not first party?
No.
Oh,
don't think
here we
so.
go. All right, first party RPGs. Let's guess those.
What? What she said? No.
She said she's not sure.
Oh, okay.
Fire Emblem? Is it a Fire
No.
Emblem? Maybe it's not an
3DS.
RPG. You don't know if it's an RPG either, right?
Let me get you some info here.
Okay.
Developer is not first party. And it's turn-based strategy.
I got no idea. 3DS. Strategy. Cold-Step Revolt.
No.
I don't know. Go ahead.
Codename Steve.
Oh, that's first party published.
Not developed, though, I said.
Well, still, it counts as a Nintendo game.
All right, fine.
I haven't played it, though, so I wouldn't have got it.
This one comes from Travis, who
It
says,
sucks.
I've been listening to the
This totally
podcast
sucks.
since episode 1. Not kidding.
What?
And up until now-
wait. Who's this?
Travis. Up
So
until
sorry,
now, I've
Travis.
never submitted anything.
Travis,
And
thank
then-
you.
Travis goes on to say this
Mm-hmm. This bud's for you.
blah, blah, blah.
Travis, if you ever stop listening or you plan to stop listening, let me know because we'll end the podcast because I don't want to do it if you're not around.
Well, Travis says, blank is amazing, and this theme is one of the best.
Rami is amazing.
Yeah.
There's lots of barfing in this game. River City Ransom. Barf. Did you know that? Almost all the enemies, when you finally beat them up and they're about to die, they say barf. Like it says barf on the screen.
Yeah, because you punch them so hard in their stomachs.
John,
that they-
barf.
that they
And it goes like,
vomit.
it is a great song.
And then when you get tired of like punching the barf out of them, you like go and get some like sushi.
All this is
punch
true.
the barf
That
out of you.
series has had a resurgence in the West recently. Natsume has had a couple hits with River City Ransom.
They just did like a 3DS game, right?
Yeah, there's another one coming out. Yeah, I don't know what happened, but like people are interested in it.
People are interested in making other people barf.
Yes. The charm of barfing.
There isn't any charm in barf.
That was going to be the localized name at first. Did you know that? Charming barf.
This one comes from
Barf
Wire.
City
This
Rampage.
charming barf.
This barfing man.
Who sent this?
Wired.
It's got an Asian flair to it now.
Sure.
I felt a little bit. I don't feel it anymore. What system?
I think Wii. Or maybe DS. Let me look.
Now I have the Asian flair again.
The Oriental flair.
Oriental boy.
Go,
Go, go! Man, I like it. This would pump me up during a boss fight.
Yeah, Wii.
Spyboards.
No.
How dare you utter that name? Alright, what kind of game would this be? It feels like a boss fight. It's high intensity. I don't feel like it's an RPG.
I don't think it is.
I feel like it could be like, it's like, the enemies are swarming, get on the turret. Like, it's like a first-person game. You don't know?
Yes,
On the
maybe.
Wii?
Oh, that only leaves one answer then. The Conduit?
Yep.
Oh my god!
God, I love it!
The
I love
Conduit,
it.
starring Kevin Sorbo.
That's my greatest guess ever. I just felt like somebody's yelling, like, get on the turrets, they're swarming us!
You guys did it. Good job.
Conduit.
This one comes from Mario Mania.
Kevin Sorbo is the Conduit. Super Nintendo.
Yes.
Ooh. Oh, I should know this. Yeah, this is. I should know
We've
this.
definitely had this before.
We have had it before, and I don't think you got it when we had it.
Oh no. Super Mario RPG. Mario. Is it first party?
No.
Alright. We've had this game before?
Yep.
Alright, I feel it's got like a little, since my Conduit guess was right, I feel like it's got a little bit like of a jaunty sea vibe to it.
Definitely not.
Oh no. I have a little mysterious like forest.
Nope. I'm sticking with the Halloween.
Addams Family.
Yes.
Oh, like.
Why is such a
The
good
Addams
song in
Family?
Addams Family? Let it, oh. Didn't we have this recently?
Yeah, right.
I like it. It's a good song.
Okay.
Yes.
Next song comes from Glitter Bubble 3.
I'm not sure if it's NES or Game Boy.
NES.
Is this also a spooky game? Noise in the background
looks
makes me
it.
feel spooky.
Or is it a spoopy?
Is it spooky? Yes.
Spooky.
And it's NES?
Yes. Bandai.
Mad Monster Party.
Yeah.
Yes!
Whoa!
Yes!
Really?
Yep.
Wow!
Whew.
Monster Party.
Oh my God.
Great
That's
job.
crazy.
I know about the only reason I know about Mad Monster Party is because of an old like JonTron video.
Shh, we can't talk about him anymore.
That's true. I'm sorry.
An old
yeah.
video I saw somewhere.
Yeah, an old video about Mad Monster Party.
Well done. And today's final song comes to us from Mikey3319.
Oh, we're going Halloween altogether.
Little pitchy dog.
Little pitchy dogs. I mean, I know my Castlevania.
It's
I know
not.
it's not Castlevania.
I'll tell you, it's got bitchin' cover art. Ooh, it's terrible.
Super Nintendo?
Uh-huh.
Okay, it could be Demon's Crest.
It is.
Oh my God.
And yeah, I had that demonish vibe. Yeah, what's the cover on that?
I would
Yeah,
love to
that
play.
is really
I
cool.
would love to play this game at some point.
Yes, I agree. Me too. heard great things. It's on the Virtual Console for Wii, isn't it?
Is it?
I thought it was. I might be wrong.
Okay. I gotta download it for the
I gotta go.
It goes offline.
I gotta go right now.
I think you only got one wrong, right?
I think so. Yeah. The Name King Clowns we got wrong. Yeah.
But that's it. Great job.
Could have had a perfect trivia without the Name King Clowns.
Now
God
listen,
damn
guys,
it.
make sure that if you're trick-or-treating this week, that you're doing so carefully. You're taking care of each other. You're taking care of yourself.
Razor blades.
No, don't eat any razor blade candies.
What if there was a candy
apple and razor blades, the little dead that stood in graves. I remember Halloween.
What if there was a candy called Razor Blades?
Well, then that's a bad idea.
They have a scooter named Razor.
Well, I think that was just like a metaphor.
I'm riding the razor. I'm riding the razor's edge. I'm riding the razor's. Oh my God.
What?
I'm riding the razor down the street.
Oh, no.
Oh my
That's
God.
terrible.
It was all about killing children. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Happy Halloween.
Okay. I feel like that was a good episode.
Oh, yeah.
And any episode that ends with killing children, it's a great episode. Okay. So
Any episode that ends with telling children to kill themselves or
Kill
telling them
yourselves!
to kill their parents.
So the NeoGAF thing, are you familiar with what happened?
I'm not.
I know you don't know anything about it.
Nope.
So I'm going to try and delicately put this. We are not talking about what should have happened or anything like that, because I don't want to get involved in that discussion. I'm just giving information.
Mm-hmm.
The owner of NeoGAF, which is a video game forum, probably the biggest one there is or was.
I don't know. Was he accused of sexual assault
Yes.
or rape?
There were there were some allegations made by someone who said that the man that ran or runs NeoGAF got naked and got in the shower with this other person, and they weren't like dating or anything
It was
like
not
that.
consensual.
Unannounced, yes, just got in there naked and said, a couple things, obviously. So this led to a big revolt over at NeoGAF with moderators leaving the site because they didn't want to work
Be affiliated.
with him anymore. And
But this was just,
then-
and this has not been proven, or like right now it's just an allegation.
What proof do you need?
Well, I'm just saying, like, is he denying it, or is he?
Yeah, I believe he said it didn't happen. Things didn't happen the way she said they happened. But anyway, the moderator,
all say.
most of the moderators left. People went crazy on the site. They shut the site down for a while. Now it's back. People are still making threads about this stuff and, asking for their accounts to be banned. A new site has opened up to try and take the place of NeoGAF called Reset Era, which so far it seems pretty damn good to me. I am an officially registered member over there right now.
So is it run? It's not run by the same person.
Why would a new site start run by the same person, and why would
That's what I'm
people
saying.
join that?
That's why.
Well, I mean, maybe he tried to start a new site under a different name.
No.
assuming
This is
wouldn't know it
people
was him.
who were disgusted by
Okay.
what happened at NeoGAF, who started their own forum. What? Now I want to know. Well, we're done exporting. And there's your NeoGAF talk. What a sad way to end the podcast. We had such a good podcast.
Whatever. It's happening
Battle map.
everywhere.
Yeah.
Diddle-lip-dop, diddle-lip-dop.
Oh, did I get? Did
Oh,
we
did
answer
you
the cat
get?
question?
What?
Did we answer
Do
the
you
cat
have it?
question?
What's the cat question?
About my mother feeding the cats?
Talkies.
Oh, right.
That was my answer.
Well, did you hear what she was actually feeding it?
A hot dog.
Yes, how many times I got to tell you? I told them.
My mother is something.
My mother.
My mother.
Your mother fed the
Trying to
stray
feed a cat with a hot dog.
You know what she should have fed it? Lasagna. Because
Who want lasagna?
I know cats like lasagna for a fact. I've seen
It
it.
literally
Yeah, and they hate
was.
Mondays.
They hate Mondays.
They hate Mondays and they love lasagna.
My mother says, "I wish we had something to give her, the cat." And I said,
How does she
"A
know
rat
it's a
burger."
girl?
I don't know. And then my father texts me, Mom just gave her a hot dog.
Yeah. All right, everybody. Have a great weekend. Enjoy your Galaxy. Enjoy your Odyssey, and we'll see you next week. Goodbye, everybody.
Happy Halloween, everybody.
Happy Halloween.
Goodbye.
Keep forgetting.